Well, now that we have the main house completed and that site has been dug out, it's time to turn our attention to the shop excavation and getting that prepped and ready for concrete. So come with us today as we get ready to dig out the foundation for the shop. While not as complicated, this excavation is going to require that we do dig out the same level of footings down below the frost line, but we're also only going to have to remove in the center of the garage about 6 inches of dirt rather than all the way down as we did for the main foundation. That'll allow us to put in some gravel, and then on top of that the actual slab for the shop floor and then the driveway out. Our low point is set at 0, and as we move up and around here, we go from 0 to a -11, to -15 here, to the high point which is a -24 inches at the back end here to make this thing level. Well, I managed to get the pad area leveled where the concrete slab is going to go for the garage flooring. Now the next step is going to be to dig the footings for this. However, I have a huge hump at the very back end of this garage. I got to sort out how I'm going to handle that. So I'm going to go ahead and square everything up and get ready for that dig. At this point, at this point of this dig, I've got to straighten out the back end here. I've got a pretty good hump at the back of the shop that I need to take down in order to be able to run the excavator across that to dig the final footing path. It's going to take a little bit to pull that back, but in the end it'll work for drainage and it'll help out with leveling this so I can get the final piece of the dig done. Learning to rely on yourself is an important strength to have. There are often times when we cannot reach out to a friend or family member. We must be able to get help and help ourselves through the difficult moments in life without the use of drugs or alcohol. Of course, support systems are incredibly necessary. However, you have to be able to rely on yourself. Taking control of your situation is important. You must learn to make your own choices and not to be influenced by those around you. You have your best interests in mind. Not everyone else does. Learning to take responsibility is another necessary area of self-reliance. If you make a mistake, it's important to take responsibility for your own actions. This is especially true if you hurt someone's feelings. If you have self-reliance, you're able to truly apologize and say, "I messed up, and that's on me." If you can't accept and take responsibility for your actions, you aren't as self-reliant as you think. Being independent and being able to rely on yourself looks like a strong sense of independence. If you're able to be okay with alone time and you strive to do things on your own, you probably have a strong sense of self-reliance. Being independent is a great skill to have because you won't always be able to reach out for support and get the answers you need right away. You don't have to have permission from others to do something you want or need. You have the power to give yourself that permission. As long as you are not violating anyone else, you don't need permission to do something that is healthy and safe for you and your future. You can stand strong on your own and do something because you think it's right. Being satisfied and having a strong sense of self-esteem is another important part of self-reliance. So give yourself permission to feel satisfied with yourself and your surroundings.
The further we move on from all those yesterdays, happiness gets nearer. The light that we see closing in so fast ahead. It's hope, it's getting clearer. The more I think of all the tough times we survived, the more it makes me smile. If nothing's broken us, yeah, nothing never will. 'Cause dreams are hard to kill. And I know somewhere's a place where we can build.
While internet is a priority and is on the list, it is very far down the list. However, we see the great bonus of the fact the local cable company is running fiber optic cable for our neighbor, and as a result, we benefited from this. The gentleman from Blackfoot Cable came over and asked me if I wanted to have the line junction at our house, and so of course I'm going to say yes, because it's a huge expense to have that done. So the great part is now we have a high-speed internet already on the property at no cost to us. That is a major bonus in my book for sure.
We're free of what we love. No matter what the cost. And I know
Well, today I completed the foundation and footings for the shop, and I was able to get that leveled and cleared and all ready to go for forming up for the footings. The bonus of the internet being installed on the property, the fiber optic, is a huge bonus. That was a great win for this week as well. There's still a lot to do. I still have to form up each of the foundations, but this completion today makes sure that all of the excavation for the property is done, from the cistern to the main house to here at the shop. So that's pretty excited. I'm pretty stoked about that, and pretty proud of myself for getting that done, especially in the time frame, because I've got family coming up to visit this week, and the goal was to get all this done before they arrived. If you like this type of thing, please remember to like and subscribe. And until then, we'll see you next time.